It's already amazing, but it's like, oh gosh. Anyway, drop any other trainings that you wish that were in there. I kind of want to do a backpack one because I feel like there's not a good backpack one, and I feel like I'm one of the people who loves backpack and gets obsessed with the insides of it. Backpacker, you see Actionetics. Okay, Actionetics training would be awesome too. Yeah, Actionetics plus Zapier. Oh, good night, baby. What? That would be awesome. James just raised his hand. We got some votes for that. Yeah, Actionetics, ClickPop, Zapier trainings. That would be sick. Okay. And I want to go build more I want to build the best e-com funnels that I know. We've almost bankrupted 3 companies. I did on my own almost before I got hired by ClickFunnels because of e-com funnels. Okay, I know how. There's some really special things with them, but when you nail those things, gosh, man, it's so freaking cool. So I want to show you a cool e-com funnel, low ticket e-com funnel, book funnel. I want to go build that one soon. I want to go build. There's a bunch of them I want to go build. That's more product specific, so you guys can have those as well. The whole purpose I'm trying to do these trainings though is so that it stays fresh in my head. It's as much for me as for everyone else, but also that I can throw in a lot of the best practices that I was doing at ClickFunnels so that people can have that, because I can't actually go build everyone's funnels for them. ManyChat. That would be awesome. You want to talk about open rates. All right. All right. One of the things I like to do specifically with this lead magnet section right here, right? When somebody actually goes in and they opt in, one of the things I like to do is toss to them. I don't want this to be the end of the conversation, like I was saying. So in any of these scenarios, one of the easiest ways to deliver the thing that you're promising is through a simple email sequence. I would use a soap opera sequence in this scenario, a soap opera series. These days are wrong too. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So it's 5 days of soap opera series, and you might have a specific training on that day that email was talking about that you gave to them for free or whatever. And so you're pushing to these pages where the actual video's there, and you're saying get more, and it's just an ascension to the middle of the value ladder area. I use this like crazy, and it works insanely well. And in a lot of different places right now. So I love putting the Facebook widget as well there so they can like it, but then also the Facebook comments widget down here at the bottom so that they can comment with each other. And then all I do is I put the same URL of the Facebook comments widget across all the pages, every place that I'm using it. So when someone comments on one, it shows up on all of them. So while someone might be commenting mostly on this one, it actually pushes the social proof all the way across. All it's huge when I do that. I do that all the time. I've been doing this on my webinar confirmation page, but I put the same URL on the Facebook comments element from across my indoctrination series, across all of my, so that it's like this huge mass of comments, even if it's not totally from that page, massive social proof, whoosh, just across all of it, which is super cool. At least said, I love these Saturday lessons. Best use of a day, no pressure of daily work routine. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Keep dropping the value bombs. Appreciate it, man. Very, very much. Appreciate that. Alrighty. Should probably build some stuff now, huh? So that's kind of the map, and it's very fluid. You guys saw, obviously, with this whole thing. If you guys got any questions or anything like that before, maybe we'll take we've been going for 2 hours now. We'll take like a 5-minute break here. But I hope you see that it's extremely fluid. If there's any last questions or whatever, just go and drop them in, or what. It could be anything. I'm implementing the comments and the like widget now. Yeah, it's amazing. If you can pull in, it only unfortunately I think works for Facebook pages, not groups. I wish it was groups, but just pages alone, which is fine. And it likes the page like crazy. And people can see their friends who've already liked it with huge social proof, and then see all the Facebook comments below. It's like, oh man, we've noticed and we've learned that social proof testimonials that are a screenshot of a Facebook comment. So you're not just taking in a thing. You can see that it's a screenshot. It's a Facebook comment screenshot. Very, very effective as far as social proof versus just tossing in a quote from somebody for the testimonial. Anyway, but I hope you see that this is very, very fluid, all of this. That was the whole point of it. You might, depending on the assets that you currently have, you might be able to do a lead magnet thing at the beginning, which in my mind, it's my own opinion, I love this one the most. This one here, I almost have never actually built that because I don't know. I got this philosophy where it's like, I believe that if I help a customer solve enough of their own problems, which is half of why I do these, right? That when it comes time for me to ask for a sale, I've solved enough problems and created enough feeling of reciprocity inside the person's brain that they are willing to take action and spend money with me. I don't have to sell as hard because I've created the relationship. I've shown the fact that I can help them. I've shown the fact that I'm worth what I'm saying I'm worth. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why I do this. So like, I'm a huge fan of the reverse squeeze page, the lead magnet page. I hardly ever build the squeeze. We're gonna build it. It takes like 3 seconds though, right? Then we'll go build out. I'll build out all of these so you can delete whatever section you don't want or whatever. And then obviously there's tons of follow-up automation. There's so much stuff. There's literally no way we could go through all the cool things you can go through and do. So we'll choose a couple of them and we'll build those out as well. But if there's any of the things that you want, that you need, that you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that, that will help like crazy. And we should dive into those before we start building as well. I'll build like the soap opera series action funnel. I'll build the list. I'll show the hooking up of the whole thing so you guys can see how it works in Actionetics. But I'm not going to write the actual sequence though. This is the most I've ever dived into copy. The actual 1 sentence persuasion and 5 curiosity hooks. That's the most I've ever dived into copy in these things. It's not, copy is what does the selling, but the focus of these, I'm trying to show you guys the actual functionality of the pages, of the funnels, how the automation works, because I'm solo. I don't work for anyone anymore, right? I'm contracted with ClickFunnels to keep running 2 Comic Club coaching, which is great, but I'm solo now, right? I'm just one guy. I have a buddy who helps me with my support stuff, and I have a Facebook ads person. She runs Facebook ads, and that's kind of it officially. There's like 1 or 2 other people here or there that kind of do a few things for me every once in a while. But how does a guy, right? How does a guy manage all this? I have a ton of stuff out there, and the reason why is because I build the funnel. I adhere to all the marketing principles, but I specifically am very focused on all this back-end automation that leverages my time, so I'm not stuck doing support. I'm not stuck doing this. I'm not stuck doing that, and it helps like crazy. Okay, expand me, and I want to. That's why I put so much focus on like what to put in or what you could do next or where you could push them. In my mind, it's not enough to just build the funnel if you're a solopreneur. Number one, I've never seen anyone actually make 2 commas as a solopreneur. It takes a team, okay? If you don't have a team and you're anti-team, start changing that mindset, okay? I've never seen anyone in Russell's Inner Circle who is on their own. They always have people around them, okay? All of them, they always have a team. And it could be someone who's just a VA here and this person over there, whatever. But that's the point, though. Your whole time and attention needs to be focused on selling, okay? And so I build these automations on the side. I go and I put all these things and these pieces together with the specific purpose of knowing and realizing that these will expand me and my functionality, find me better people, find me better sales, find all the different pieces there, and it will help me protect my time. And so that's the reason I put so much stuff in there with it. Nick said, how about an audit training where we submit one of our funnels and you review it live? That would be fun. Yeah, that would be super cool. It's not going to be something I do regularly. I reserve that for all my Q&A coachings that I do, but that would be interesting though. So I charge $500 for a 30-minute funnel review. It's not with you. You send me all of your URLs, and I go through each one of the things and dive through it, and record myself auditing and editing and going through all the pieces there. I don't do the actual edits, but I go through and show you what I would do and change. That's how I was able to get hooked up with Robert Love, which was awesome, at Hollywood. That was kind of neat. Did a funnel review for them, and then I charge $1,000 an hour for actual one-on-one coaching with it, but I don't really like that package. What sucks about it is every time I do a 1-hour coaching with somebody, they leave, and like I never know what happens with them. And more importantly, usually when they go make the first few changes, there's follow-up changes based on how the market reacted to what I said they should go do. And so I don't get to actually go back to them and say like, well, this is what you should be doing again. Like, okay, you did the thing I said, great. How did everyone react? This way, awesome. Okay, that means pivot here, do that. Or that means pivot over here. You know what I mean? So as far as like the funnel reviews though, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I should, I'll I'll have to think through that. Thanks for the suggestion, Nick. I appreciate it. Let me write that down. Funnel audit. Noah said, and your assistant, right? I'm not sure what you're saying on that, man. I'm sorry. And what about my assistant? It's kind of cool because with support, I automated with Zoho. I was using Freshdesk, but it was way freaking expensive, and I felt like it was the PC of support desks. I love Zoho because it feels like the Mac. I'm not endorsing. I'm not back and forth, but that's just what I use. I like Zoho because it's like wicked easy. It's like $20 a month, and I can't believe what you get for $20 a month. It is amazing. We get like a full CRM with like all this other stuff, and I automate all the things back and forth. And anyways, really, really awesome. So I got an awesome buddy of mine. I actually built my first really successful funnel on ClickFunnels with him. The story of how we didn't have any money and we planned out the whole funnel and the whole business before getting ClickFunnels, and then we pressed the button and we had 2 weeks to build the funnel, build the business, and get the customers so the customers would pay for our ClickFunnels subscription. I trust that man implicitly, and he is one of my best friends, and he's actually the guy who's been helping me with the support stuff. So whenever there's tickets coming through for either from Facebook or whatever all over the place, it all automates over to him. And then we've been making these knowledge-based docs so that we replicate us, and then we can just hire someone for like $10 an hour for to go through and answer stuff and things like that. Anyway, so Zoho, absolutely love Zoho also. Edward said, how does your support guy take care of login/purchase issues without logging into your ClickFunnels account? Very good question, Edward. Okay, there is a very specific, now I trust my friend I would give him the login and stuff like that. There's just been no need. Okay, so how on earth, because there's not user permissions in ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels very much understands that pain and wants to solve that themselves. There's just a few of the things coming before that kind of thing does. So how do I do it, right? Or how do I send that data to all the people I need to? Guys, I got another awesome buddy. He and I have kind of become friends the last little bit here, and he's moderating one of my Facebook groups. He might be on here today. He's the man. He needs to know when people purchase my product so that when people apply to get into our closed group, he can add them in. So how did we fix that? And here's how we fixed it. I can't show you the page because it's people's personal information, you know what I mean? Like, and their emails and all that stuff. But literally with Zapier. And the Zap that we did is that the condition that we set up is that when someone purchases in ClickFunnels this product on this page, pass all of that data onto a new line in Google Sheets. And then all I did is I shared that page with him. Okay, I shared access with that page to him on a view-only status. Okay, and then the second thing I did is there could be people buying and he has no idea. So then what I do is I put a notification on there in the automations tab right here, in the automations tab. And all I do is I toss in an action that notifies. A lot of people don't know that this is generic inside ClickFunnels. Okay, let's say I want to put a notification in here, right? Let's just say it's notify, and I want it to be an email notification. Okay, and I can put whatever email address I want to in here, blah 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 at blah blah blah.com. And whenever someone purchases or opts in or whatever, you can send an email notification to the specific individual that you need to. And that's nice, so that when someone purchases, the data gets passed over to Google Sheets. He gets an email notification so people aren't buying like crazy and he doesn't know about it. And then the second thing that I did, and then he can handle the whole thing, all of it. The second thing that he did, that we did is I went in, and when people apply to go into the group, all I do is I ask them, did you purchase Secret MLM Hacks? If so, what was the email address you used to purchase so we can approve you quickly? They put their email in. Right? And then I say, will you abide by these different rules? If you self-promote, I will kick you out, without explanation. Do you agree? And they say yes. This is a new thing, not newish, but like, I think it's newish. Anyway, it's those questionnaires ahead of time. So then all he does is he goes and he grabs the email address that someone puts in. They said like, yes, I bought with this email. He copies the email, goes over to Google Sheet, searches for it. If it's in there, he gives them access. If not, he declines them. It's super easy. Replicated myself. I do that in a few different places now. Okay, And all it is someone who's a brand ambassador. They love the stuff. They love who it is. They, there's probably I'll probably interview them on my podcast in the future. He just loves doing it. There's another lady doing that for me as well, and another one that I have. And it's awesome how much it is duplicated and replicated myself, and I'm not at all giving someone access to my stuff. I'm the only one with the Russell, does, but like I'm the only one who has access to my ClickFunnels account. I'm not giving that out. Edward said, I thought you said the journey from 0 to 7 in 2 Common Club coaching was designed for solopreneurs. Yeah, and as part of that, you'll probably most likely need to get a team. You'll probably have to, you're going to go through and create. It is designed for solopreneurs, meaning people who are just starting out. But I've never seen them actually get to that spot without having a few people around them. It might be very simple, meaning they have an assistant. They have some. The reason why is because you get stuck working in the business rather than on the business. There's so much stuff you've got to get figured out as far as the message, where to sell it, where the buyers are in the market, what they're telling you to change, the things they're making you switch with your offer, all those different things. And then there's support tickets. Support. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot explain the barrage of constant Facebook messages I get, Twitter messages. I hate Twitter. Emails. I don't know how people find my freaking phone number, but they do, and they call. It is constant. And unless I put walls up, I will do nothing but answer questions all freaking day. And if you've ever read the book Ready, Fire, Aim, the whole first section in there, here it is, from 0 to 7 figures, teaches that you must be solely focused on the sale. Stop worrying about what your freaking logo looks like. Don't worry. If you notice on a lot of my webinar stuff right now, there's not even a logo. Okay, there kind of is, but I don't really like it. Okay, and so a lot of it I just write secret MLM hacks up at the top, and I put it in some cool colors and stuff like that. Like, don't worry about renting an office. Don't worry about, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is selling crap. You sell stuff, and there's going to be things and pressures and all these things on the side that take away your attention from the act of the sale. Do not give in. Okay. Go find somebody who either loves you. I would hire from within because they love you. They don't need any indoctrination. When I got hired at ClickFunnels, I needed no indoctrination. I knew clearly who I was sitting next to. I was baffled and shocked that I was. I knew how to use ClickFunnels like the back of my hand already. I had my own agencies. I had my own stuff. I had it all. I was very well versed in ClickFunnels before I ever started working there, right? Which is what qualified me to sit there next to him, right? And so, but there was no indoctrination in culture that I needed to have happen go through me. There was nothing else. And so if you hire from within, hire from your own community of people who love you, which is what I'm building very shortly here. I'm going to build a hiring funnel where people can go through and I say, hey, look, I need someone doing this or someone doing this. That's half the reason I built a talent directory, guys. And it's funny that only like 10 people have asked to get on it. And I'm like, are you guys kidding me? I'm featuring you and I'm finding who all the rock stars are so I can work with you in the future. But that's the reason I built that, so I could find out who those people are. Anyway, so I am, you won't get super far if you can't stop working in your business. You must, as the entrepreneur, be the sole seller, the sole marketer. You are the one driving the ship. Okay. If it's like driving a car, let's say you're driving the car, and I almost went into supply chain in college. I like supply chain stuff. Excel sheets are cool. And I went through and this guy sat me down, and he became my first mentor. And he was the CMO of Denny's and of Pizza Hut. He's actually the guy that invented stuffed crust pizza. And he taught me a lot of stuff about marketing. He was the man. And about life in general. And he said, this is the one, he taught me this analogy. And he goes, Steven, you got to think of marketing like this, business like this. Marketing, if you're driving a car, and let's say the car is business, right? You got finance. Finance are the ones like seeing how much oil you've used, seeing how much gas you've used, and about how far you could get. They're like leaning over your shoulder, looking at the fuel gauge. They're like seeing, that's finance, right? They're the ones looking at that stuff. Supply chain is the one seeing where the next place is to get tires. The next place, they're the ones leaning out the side, like measuring how much it takes for you to get how far you are as well. And they're talking heavily with finance back and forth. Marketing, you are sitting in the driver's seat, and you're the one saying, let's go over there. You are driving the whole ship. You're driving everything. Sales drives everything. Without the sale, the business dies. Okay, and that's you are the sole driver in the entire thing. And so, in order for you to not worry about finance, right? I went and I found a bookkeeper. She's amazing. She is amazing. I hate submitting taxes, right? Not just the fact that I'm actually paying money to a broken thing called the government. That's a different conversation, and I'm clearly opinionated on that. They're a broken business. If I don't want to have to think about supply chain and fulfillment and putting packages together, if I just want to get focused on the sales, it requires me to find another individual. So Edward, absolutely, it is for the solopreneur, but that's part of it, is to teach you not just how to create the sales message, but you need to have some other people around you to support you, because you're trying to drive this ship. I bet you can make $1 million with anything, but we want to do it in a very short amount of time, you know. And the way you do that is you got to leverage and protect your time as you go through. All right. Nick said, okay, I didn't know that. No, it's fine. You're talking about the auditing thing. Noah said, when you were talking about your team. I'm sorry, man. Need more context. My brain's been in like 5 places since that conversation. Noah said, does Zoho work with Zapier? Yeah, it's actually kind of cool because I believe it does. And that's one of the major reasons why we chose it. They integrate well. There's cool like self-supported like ticketing systems. There's really cool like knowledge-based stuff, but then it also passes over to a CRM, so stuff can get like updated and all things there. So yeah, they're like seamless integration. It's like, in my mind, like versus Freshdesk. The reason I dropped Freshdesk is because they were $110 freaking a month, and it was like running a PC. No offense, but it was. The usability was rough. I'm not a coder or a programmer. That should help everyone ease down their anxiety about if they're trying to pull some of the stuff off. Then the other thing, though, is I loved that Zoho, anyway, it's just easier. It's easier to use. It's like the Mac. It integrates well with stuff. It was very seamless. And there's tons of apps inside of it. So you can turn on and off all these different apps to help extend your own self as well. Strange Dad 1. I don't know your name. Sorry, it just shows your email. Do you have a add new action for your zaps? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean right here. Add new action, meaning that's how you pass the data over? No, it's super easy in Zapier. All you do is you click create new zap, and they're just these big if-then statements. So you're like, if, and that's the trigger. So you go click ClickFunnels, and it says, do you want to start this trigger when someone registers, when somebody buys, when someone opts in? So I click buys, and it says which funnel, and you go toss in the funnel ID, which is just this thing right here at the top of the URL, right? That's the funnel ID for this funnel. You go toss that in, and then it'll auto sense your account, and you might have to log in, and it'll tell, oh my gosh, look at all the pages in your funnel. And you just go select the page with the order in it. It's really easy, right? So if, and then it'll sense all of the fields that are currently in there and all the data that you are currently collecting. So it'll have you go opt in once so it can have all the dummy data. It says, and then you choose a then statement. Then pass to ClickFunnels. Then pass to whatever. Then pass to, pass to Google Sheets or pass to whatever. And then you go just, it walks you through the whole thing. It's like the coolest way to act like you're a coder when you're not. Noah said, I sent the talent directory to a whole bunch of people, but I honestly don't think any of them applied. It's totally fine. The whole thing's not, like the idea is sexy. It's not really totally set up yet. I shouldn't maybe have talked about it yet. Where do I find the talent page? If you go to stevejlarson.com, there's like the premise of the talent directory, and then we got to start building crap. With the talent directory, the reason I built it is because there's blogs galore on the coolest tools. Like, here's the coolest tool here, the coolest app here. If you want this, here's like 5 different options. You know, blogs do that a lot, but it's really hard to find people. So I was like, I want to have a talent directory. So I don't care what you're good at, as long as you're good at it. And we'll put you, and we can feature you and put you on there so that others can log in and see, like, oh my gosh, here's all the coolest people in here. But it's also how I figure out who's awesome, so I can go work with them too. Edward said, would you still have to manually edit your customers' info in ClickFunnels if they misentered their email with a typo or have requested a refund? Yeah, so if they request a refund, so what I did is my support person, I created a user for them under my Stripe account, and they're not an admin. It's a category where they have access to be able to go and do refunds for me and stuff like that. And what's cool is that when you do a refund in Stripe, it updates inside of ClickFunnels as well. So you might still have to remove their access to like a members area, but it removes them and takes out their purchase ID for the whole thing, and removes that contact profile as like the sales thing, the sales tab right here at the top. It'll remove them from that, which is kind of neat. Something I just did, which is kind of neat, is I just added in a PayPal option. What? I'm just gonna show you guys this real quick. I'm super stoked about this, but it's killing it. 66% of my sales are coming now because I added PayPal. So they can buy through they can buy here through Stripe with a credit card or PayPal. And as they come down here at the bottom, what? Gigawa? Oh my gosh. So they can come here and add in their credit card info. And you can see it fills in up the top here as they write stuff. And then they can toss in credit card stuff. And then when I click on the back here, the whole thing flips over. It's kind of neat. It's kind of flashy. I don't really need that part. But they can also choose PayPal though. And it'll still give them the same product access and everything, which is nuts. I love, it's an app called Funnel-ish. It's like $200 a year, totally worth it. Anyway, like 66% of my sales though are dropping from that thing right now. It's been pretty awesome. Anyway, that's me showing off. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. That was a lot of awesome stuff. Love the Q&A. Love the different things here. Do PayPal sales count towards 2 Comma Club? Yeah, so it's all the premise is that you become 2 Comma Club when you have $1 million come through a single funnel. So if you can show like, hey, yeah, I have this percent that came through PayPal, I have this that came through here. The way you do it is you ask for screenshots. So they'll go through and they'll look at your stuff. But if you can just show, yeah, that's fine. It's still coming through the same funnel, even though it's a different payment processor. So it doesn't have to be the Stripe; it just has to be the same funnel. So it's more about the marketing funnel itself. Anyway, all right, guys, let's take a 5-minute break here. All right, see a few more questions coming in, and make sure we're still recording, which we are. Make sure we still got all the pieces rocking, which we do. All right. Edward says, Steve, I thought ClickFunnels by default has videos teaching you how to accept PayPal payments. How is it different from the Funnel-ish plugin? It's a great question. I'm not advocating everything. I'm not, like, separating myself from any liabilities. I say this, but the reason why I like it is because this gives you the option to buy through PayPal or Stripe on the same form. That's why I like it. I think you could still do it. I just like the way it looks. I like to have it pull it all together. There's no extra coding. I don't have to do any coding with it. So you have to look into it more. I just like it. So the other thing I like with it too is that Funnel-ish makes you create a webhook, and they walk you through the whole thing, but it's a third-party webhook on the back end right here. Like, let me share my screen. It's a third-party. So if you click on settings right here, right, and you scroll down to the bottom, this is an area that most people don't do much in, but you can add products here for third-party membership access. One of them is PayPal. And so, I mean, you can still go through, and it won't track certain things, things like here and stuff like that. Where can I buy Funnel-ish? I don't know. I can't remember how I bought it. I was like in the throes. I'm getting better from bronchitis and all that, but I was in the throes of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick. I'll go make that." So I went through and actually purchased it. But anyway, so you can do third-party product access, things like that. So still track purchases, upgrades, downgrades, membership access inside, all this stuff. Anyway, so that's where. And the way that I saw the ClickFunnels support thing do it, it's a different way. It wasn't. Anyway. So yeah. That's just how I did it. All right. Let's build us some sickness. Some amazing funnels. Maybe I should say health, because half of us seem like we're sick on here, huh? Alrighty. Okay. All right. So I am going to add this new. Okay. I'm actually going to build it all in the same funnel. Okay. So it's going to be 3 different things inside the exact same funnel. I'm going to do it that way. Okay. And I'm just going to use the classic funnel builder here. I'm going to collect emails, Optin funnels. I put it in my demo category. Alrighty, doesn't really matter what I choose because we're gonna kill it anyway.